When it comes to the government, there are big advantages to qualifying as a small business, including access to limited competition contracts that are set aside for small businesses and access to government-guaranteed loans and bonds. So how do you know whether you qualify as a small business? I'm going to explain that in this video. And stick with me to the end, because I'm going to show you how you can use this knowledge to eliminate the competition and grow your business. Being small allows you to compete for contracts set aside for small businesses, and about 1/4 of all government contracts, roughly $130 billion per year, go to small businesses. Being small can also allow you to participate in various government programs for small businesses, such as the 8A program, Woman-Owned program, HubZone program, and Service-Disabled Veteran-Owned program. And it can allow you to qualify for SBA guaranteed loans. So exactly what is meant by the small business size standard? Well, the size standard defines the largest size a business can be to remain classified as a small business for SBA and federal contracting programs. Depending on the industry, size standards are stated either in terms of the maximum number of employees or the maximum average annual receipts of the business. Now, manufacturing typically uses number of employees, while services typically uses average annual receipts. The key thing here is that size standards are specified by industry and can vary widely from industry to industry. Those industries are defined by a 6-digit NAICS code. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what this means for you. So to see exactly how this works, here is a list of some manufacturing sectors. Each industry is specified by a NAICS code shown in the left-hand column of the table. And for each code, the SBA assigns a corresponding size standard. In this case, the size standard is specified in terms of number of employees and is shown in the right-hand column of the table. Depending on the industry, a small business can be defined as a business with fewer than 250 employees or up to 1,500 employees. I've put in the notes below the links you can use to look up the NAICS code and size standard for your industry. This table shows various administrative and support services, and we see immediately that depending on the specific NAICS code, the size standard can range from $8 million all the way up to $41.5 million in average annual receipts. Now, there are two gotchas I want you to be aware of. First, the SBA is changing the measuring period for calculating the average annual receipts from 3 years to 5 years. This change will enable growing businesses to qualify as small for a longer period of time. Second, the affiliation rules are really important in determining whether you're a small business, and I'm going to explain that. When you calculate the size of your business to determine if you are a small business, you must include the annual receipts or the employees of your affiliates. And this could make you classified as a large business and so ineligible to receive a small business set-aside contract. What you need to know is that business relationships that are considered normal in the commercial world are sometimes considered affiliation in the federal contracting world. And I've put in the notes a link to a guide that can help you determine affiliation. So, how can you use this knowledge to your advantage to outmaneuver your competition? Well, the thing to understand is that for each procurement, the contracting officer assigns a NAICS code, and this NAICS code in effect dictates the competitive pool of offerers. The government will usually identify a tentative NAICS code for the procurement in the pre-acquisition process, for example, in a sources sought notice. Change in a NAICS code can dramatically change a procurement's competitive landscape, either limiting the pool of eligible offerers or expanding it. Let's see how this works. Let's say you're an administrative support firm generating $2 million in revenue. Your primary code is 561110. Now, even though administrative services come under 561110, you know to search for opportunities in other related codes, and one day you find a sources sought notice for administrative support services and it's right up your alley. But the sources sought notice identifies the code as 561210 for facility support services. Let's look at the size standards for these two NAICS codes. 561110 has a size standard of 8 million, but 561210 has a size standard of 41.5 million. So here's the problem. You're not just competing with administrative support companies, now you're competing with lots of much larger and possibly more mature firms. There'll be lots more companies that qualify as small businesses under 561210. By getting the government to change the code to 561110, the only companies that can bid on this contract are those under $8 million. So you've just eliminated much of your competition. Oh, and one more thing. If you're looking at a sources sought or a solicitation that lists a NAICS code that's not in your company's SAM profile, not to worry. Just go into SAM and update the profile to add the NAICS code. It's as simple as that. You can add or change NAICS codes in SAM at any time. So, have you tried federal contracting? If not, what stopped you? Have you determined your NAICS codes and registered in SAM? Let me know in the comments your experiences. I do love hearing from you. And also, if you got value from this, please like the video and be sure to hit the subscribe button. That makes a big difference in helping us grow the channel and add new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.